FPS Tracker Radio. I can that boy bust a gut.
I reckon that boy bust a gut indeed. Welcome everybody, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for another FPS Tracker Radio. The fourth ever broadcast that I do in this sort of series. Where's the damn music loop? There it is. Holy hell, do I have a few topics to talk about today. It's mostly about Doom, just Doom this time. Like, I don't think I ever even gathered many retro FPS news in here. But there's a few Doom topics, and well, there is actually one retro, well, quote-unquote retro FPS stuff that I want to talk about. It is actually retro FPS. It's concerning the Quake remaster by Night Dive. That's pretty much the only other boomer shooter news that I have to discuss here. Pretty much all by myself, but I do welcome every input by the audience as well. I am Capelli47, and this is the FPS Tracker Radio. We'll be playing a bunch of tracker music in this broadcast. I have a queue of, well, 2.5 hours. I was probably going to do even 3 hours of music, but we shall see. The last broadcast that I did was about 3 hours, wasn't it? I have to double check. So it was a pretty long one. On the, like, later end, I didn't have much of a, where is it? Where's the FPS? There it is. It was 3.5 hours, in fact. I might not do as long of a broadcast this time, because yeah, I only have such a long, like, only so long of a queue here of tracker music, but only have less topics than last time, I think. Yeah, because yeah, I covered in the third one 2 weeks ago, I think. Bunch of stuff like the multiplayer Doom Federation coming back, James Paddock releasing his Eternal track for Dragonflies, or Joshua Sullivan's birthday. That was concerning the Eternity 1 and 2 map sets of Doom. And then I discussed Extranium and Fuzzball's new version of the new text colors for Zenjono. I did have a few like Doom stuff discussed over there as well. I could have set up the windows, right, there we go. Then I talked about the potential Quake 3 remaster by Night Dive, and we're talking more about Night Dive on this broadcast as well, but it's more concerning the Quake 1 remaster and more what they didn't do in it. We'll get to that in a moment. But first, yeah, some music first. We have a comprehensive list of different sort of trackers here. Next one is going to be a drum and bassy one. It's Aphrodisiac by Rapture, I believe. Yes, it is. And it is a hell of a freaking banger. Give it a listen. Where's my jingles at? There we go. I gotta get those ready first. This is Rapture and Aphrodisiac.
FPS Tracker Radio.
Playing the best tunes in town.
Trekker Radio. Impressive.
There we go, that was Aphrodisiac by Rapture. And the first bit of news that I want to cover is, well, these are all very recent ones. First of all, this one, that Doomsday was on October 10th, and that was Doom 2's official 30th birthday. And holy hell, has it been celebrated. Also, not only has it been Doom 2's birthday, but on October 10th, 2007, Team Fortress 2 was also released. I think 20-something-ish. Well, on October 10th, still, My Little Pony's freaking first episode was released. I gotta find it. I was just looking for the freaking meme image of that. It's like October 10th sure is a date or something like that. That it had Doom 2, it had Team Fortress 2, it had My Little Pony something, and then it had something on the fourth one. What was it again? R4 Gore. Was it in here? I don't know. I did have no idea where I found it from. October 10th, 2010 was the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic first episode date. But what was the fourth one? I forgot. I forgot what it was. I wonder if it was in this Discord actually. Nope. I can't find it. Oh well. So yeah, October 10th sure has been a freaking date for gaming in general, yes, and still gonna look into this. But for more than 30 years, we've had the magnificent enjoyment of just not only just Doom 1, but Doom 2 now as well, and yeah. Doom 2 certainly, like, when it was celebrated, I actually just saw a tweet by John Romero very recently that he visited the original place where the Doomsday event was held. It was like an old church, or like a former church, which had been turned into like an event place. I gotta find Romero's little tweet about it. I think it was also Romero Games' retweet. Yeah, Happy Doomsday. Romero Games Limited says on Twitter, yes. October 10th marks what we consider the birthday of Doom 2, although it was in stores on September 30th, 1994. Its release was celebrated October 10th in New York City at the Limelight. That's what it was, yes. So the Limelight was used to be a church of some sort, and they basically just celebrated it with a bunch of deathmatch sessions, especially. Like, I like that so much, that Doom 2 was the definitive, like, it was also for single player, like, people were like, oh my god, new monsters, new freaking weapon, this SSG is bonkers, holy hell, I'm gonna use this only from now on. And yeah, like, single player especially was just thrilling, but especially deathmatch, holy hell, like, SSG sure just redid every weapon in deathmatch. In Doom 1 you only had the shotgun, which was like is a good weapon in deathmatch as well. You can do it in Doom 2 as well if you just have maps that have like all of the weapons instead of just the SSG, but the SSG was the beast, the GOAT, the everything. And yeah, it's great that it was first held on a place like this on October 10th. It's incredible, and that they played deathmatch as well, mostly. And yeah, John Romero indeed has also tweeted happy birthday to the true GOAT, the Super Shotgun, on October 10th. That is very accurate. But yeah, it also has been the birthday of Team Fortress 2, and I recently came back to it again. I mean, I've had my quote-unquote comebacks every few months into it, and like, everything like that. The bot issue, first and foremost, has been resolved, which is very, very good. So that was one of the things that got me just back into playing it, but also because, yeah, it's Halloween time, and another Scream Fortress update has just released yesterday, and I was eager to play the Halloween maps. They're always fun. I do recommend, now that the bot problem is over, I do recommend Team Fortress 2 to anyone. Very, very fun game. especially if you come from a kind of a, I was going to say Quake background, but any sort of more trickier FPS background. It is easy to get into for anybody, really. You have a lot of different classes to play, and a lot of different ways to play all the classes, easy and hard. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I wanted to cover with Doom 2's little Doomsday. That was Thursday. So if it was a Sunday or something like that, someday during the weekend, I would have gladly hosted like a special event for that on Euroburrows. And on the topic of Euroburrows, we'll get into that in just a bit, right after the next song, in fact, which is 8BM's Captain's Nerg Rebellion. I've played this in the FPS Tracker Radio before, I think on the very first episode as well, and it is just a hell of a freaking technological banger, so to say. It is just... Let's see, but I gotta shit it up here. There it is. We're very professional here in the FPS Tracker Radio. I didn't even have my list ready. So yeah, we'll be queuing the song, then we'll be talking about specifically Euroburrows and TSBG in the Zanjonum Doom multiplayer community. So we'll be right back and cue in the music by Captain's Nerg Rebellion. Or no, by 8BM. The song name is Captain's Nerg Rebellion. We'll be right back.
FPS Tracker Radio.
I spill my drink.
FPS Tracker Radio.
Computer updated.
Hey, there's another new jingle I just made with the Quake 2 computer updated sound. And that was Captain Snurk Rebellion Bay 8 PM. Now to the big... Oh, I just closed the damn notepad again. I'm just dumb. There we go. Now to the... one of the bigger news pieces of this FPS Tracker Radio broadcast is the near future of third-party server hosting in the Zendronum community of Doom multiplayer. That is a bunch of words, but basically, those who don't know, when it comes to Doom multiplayer, there's three main multiplayer source ports, that being Zendronum, which is heavily based on like a former GZ Doom, or older GZ Doom version from about 10 years ago. So it allows for myriad of mods and stuff like that. It's just very, very moddable. And then there is ODMX and Z-Daemon, which are more... Well, Z-Daemon has some like modding capabilities through ACS, but I think ODMX is considered to be the more, the most conservative out of all the multiplayer source ports. That is how I see it anyway. I think in Z-Daemon you can play pretty faithful deathmatch anyway as well. But Zendronum, on top of being the most moddable, it also has the most accessible server hosting thanks to community-driven third-party like server host services, so to say. And it used to be, like it started with the Sentinel's Playground's 2 nodes. The Sentinel Playground is commonly just referred to as TSPG, just abbreviated. So I'll just call it that from now on. And TSPG started with indeed 2 nodes, one in Chicago, US, and one in, I think it was in Great Britain. It was in the UK, but I don't remember the city. But the US node was named Painkiller, appropriately after Judas Priest, just like the Sentinel. And then the British Steel, or Brit Steel, that was the European node in the UK. Some years ago, though, I believe early 2020, Brit Steel just was barely even used, and it was just too costly to keep up, so it was sadly shut down. And basically, TSPG as a whole, before all this, or even after that, like TSPG is a third-party server host service where you can host, register an account on there, host a server using their systems and their internet without using your own. All it really requires you is to do an account on their website, and you can just host a Zendronum server just like that without using your own machine or your own internet for it. And it made Zendronum hosting incredibly accessible. Thanks to a simple front end, especially in the website and everything, to host the server with. And it was a godsend feature for especially US people, but also for Europeans, or the few Europeans that used British Steel or Brit Steel. Until Brit Steel ended up being shut down early 2020, as Mark Hague I think said very recently, as recently as today. And for a while we didn't have a open alternative, open hosting alternative for Europeans until the end of 2021, when Zendronum 3.1 released. Shortly after that, an American Doomer who had been playing during Skulltag days but had just come back wanted to host a European open host separate from TSPG. It has been independent ever since. And I quickly interested, especially when I was testing Insanity Deathmatch at the time in TSPG first. I was very interested in hearing that there's going to be a European alternative that's going to be independent from that as well, hosted by an entirely just separate person from TSPG staff and everything. And I quickly also became, they were looking for moderators. I was very interested in becoming one, and I did. Pretty much around the time, I think it was established in November 2021, I was just a moderator at the turn of the year, 2022 more or less. And ever since then I've been helping people out on just how to host the server, how to upload mods in there and so on, keeping the place safe in general. I was a moderator after all. And I also plan to do a solution on how to drag people in, like especially Europeans, to like let people know that it was a thing. And I was thinking with Aiko, who was the founder, the American founder, that we should do like weekly events. It started like 2 events per week, which was way too much, but yeah, that's what we did. And thanks to that, it grew very, very large, and we were nearly even like competing with people in TSPG. And until today, let's just say first that Eurobros, I already mentioned, it's independent. TSPG is independent. But today, the big news is they are merging into one, I don't know, it's kind of a one brand, but still probably 2 entities for now. It might be the same entity. Like later on, there's going to be big changes coming in a long-term basis to both hosts. Eurobros will be part of TSPG from now on. I think starting from Monday, in fact, Aiko just told people here, let's see, this Discord server, the Eurobros Discord server, will be officially closed down on October 21st, 2024 at 7 p.m. my time, 6 p.m. Central Europe time. Start migrating over to TSPG's Discord at this time, as Eurobros will continue there in its merged state. And regarding the sessions that I started doing in like early summer of 2022, I've been doing them ever since for about, I don't know, well over 2 years. And the next, and probably the last, well, it will be the last Eurobros community session, will be the 111th. And it will be on TSPGs, but it won't be this Sunday. That's what I also wanted to say, because I also stream the sessions every Sunday, and there won't be an ECS this Sunday. There will be an ECS, the last ECS, next Sunday, and that will be on TSPG's Discord. So I don't even know if I have Eurobros' Discord linked anywhere. No, I don't think so. But yeah, TSPG will be serving both the American Doomers or Zenjonomers as well as the European Zenjonomers from now on, because Eurobros will be also part of that. The tail-eating snake continues to eat its tail amongst the, well, between the 2 continents, basically. It's a big change. But on top of that, this isn't just the only bit of news. Like what led into this was the resignation or retiring of Nax and Marquette, who just, I think, an hour and a half ago used to be TSPG's lead administrators. But now that's been transferred over to Aiko, so he's now leading both TSPG and Eurobros. And I will continue to do weekly events on there. I just have to figure out if I want to. I'm very likely not going to continue it as Eurobros community sessions. I have been thinking about what I should do with the sessions. I probably will start a completely new thing entirely, but I still want to end on 111, because yeah, there's 111. It's a funny number to end on. But yeah, I have been thinking of a new name for it, since now we're all part of the Sentinels Playground. I have been thinking of a name called the Sentinel Sessions. Sentinels Sessions? I don't know. I think the Sentinel Sessions without the possessive end at the Sentinel word might be better. It's going to be abbreviated as TSS, I think. There's a lot of options I could go with. I don't know. That's one of them at least. But I also know that I have like 2 hosts I could use. I have to figure out like the alternating thing with the 2 hosts. I think every 2 weeks I might use the European host or Eurobros, and then every 2 weeks I might use the Painkiller, now that that's brought back as well. There's a lot of options here, but yeah, that's probably the most likely one that I'll go with. It's an entirely new series of events. Basically has been the same, or will continue the same as what Eurobros community sessions did. I'm gonna just have to redo a lot of things, like the Doom World post and everything. and like giving the correct links to join it there and such. But I think after a bit of a break and preparation for an entirely new series of events, literally series of sessions, I think I'm ready to host a completely new thing for all of Zenjotum, basically, or most of Zenjotum. But yeah, TSBG has been a big pillar of the Zenjotum community, and I cannot be grateful enough to Nax and Marcaic for keeping that up and growing it into as large of a thing as it is. And now we've actually just very recently, less than an hour ago, welcomed Europeans to the TSBG Discord. It's just so nice to see. And Proverbial and Shakar, also my moderators have been made moderators in the TSBG Discord as well. It's just, everything is just now very nicely conjoined, and Aiko cannot believe like how this even happened. Like, how did I become a freaking lead? But yeah, it's so nice to also, since Nax and Marcaic have been playing since the turn of the millennium pretty much, of Doom and Skulltag and Zenjotum, they figure out, or at least Nax figures out that like he needs to focus on his life and his career more, and needs one obstacle out of the way, and that's TSBG. He's giving that to, thankfully, new blood, very, very young blood. That's Aiko. He's only a year older than me. And it's even lucky that we even found, or well, Nax and Marcaic found Aiko and me to be like knowledgeable enough of Zenjotum hosting, as well as just how shall I put it, trustworthy enough as well, because yeah, the multiplayer community has had its history, to be honest, but I'm not gonna go into that. But yeah, it is nice that they found basically successors, and they can focus on more important things. Marcaic himself said he has now more time and one less obstacle in the way to focus on Zenjotum's own Discord, for which I think I also mentioned this in the last FPS Tracker Radio. I became a moderator of that as well, so I'm happy to help Marcaic on that now that he has more time and less things in the way for that. So there you have it. Yeah, TSBG and Eurobros, the two big like open host services of Zenjotum Doom multiplayer are now merging, and yeah, from today onwards it's just slowly happening. I don't know how the websites are going to function from now on. I don't know if the account systems will be separate still or merged. I really hope it will be just merged, because that would make everything super simple, and Zenjotum would be even more accessible from there on. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I was actually gonna read the bigger announcements that Aiko and Nax themselves made, but I think I'm gonna read that after the music that I have here. We have Iced Silver by is it Luvia? Yes, it is. It's a very, very ambient track. I really love it, especially now that we've got like colder days coming in. Especially here in Finland. I don't know about everywhere else, but this is a nice little early winter song, really, even though it isn't really winter yet, but I really like playing it any time of the year. It is just so freaking nice. Give it a listen. It's a nice ambient track by Luvia, Iced Silver.
FPS Tracker Radio.
That is such a beautiful tracker. Holy hell, the ambience on that. Luvia and Iced Silver. There we go. I'm not gonna play the jingle here. We'll play it when when each track starts, or more or less after I've just clicked play on each track. But yeah, we were talking about the Doom. I'm messing up with my words. Doom multiplayer source port. Zenjonom's community-driven third-party hosts, the Sentinels Playground and Euroburrows merging, and I am just gonna read. I think Ico posted about it first on the Euroburrows Discord. He said on there in the announcements channel that some critical changes are happening that I would like for you to be aware of in the upcoming days. The admins over at the North American server hosting service TSPG, Nax and Markek, are going to be soon resigning their roles of leadership of that cluster, and they will be passing the torch to me, Ico. I will be leading the cluster in the near future. With that being said, Euroburrows will be merging with TSPG as a unified brand and cluster. The Euroburrows will still remain as a name, just as part of the TSPG community as a whole under its European cluster. TSPG and Euroburrows will be split into two subclusters, such as the NA cluster being TSPG Painkiller, and then the EU cluster being TSPG Euroburrows. Basically, it just has the old TSPG tag, but they will be just assigned to two different nodes, essentially. We've brought the nodes back, the European node and then the old Painkiller node name for the US cluster of TSPG, which is what it used to be for a while, just alone. But Ico continues, and I quote, this is what the new server name prefixes may be for each cluster. This is all unofficial, so keep in mind things may change. I think they might stay that way. We might keep the TSPG tag and then have just the little freaking node names on there. But Ico continues, as for this Discord in particular, when the time comes, this Discord will be retired and locked down, and I will ask all of you to join the TSPG Discord instead. This is a big change for Zenjonom, and I am excited to help TSPG's legacy continue, as well as continue to support Euroburrows into this new merged home it will be heading toward. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. He continues. That is just, yeah, indeed. Everything is just like happening while we're going. Like the changes right now aren't final. No. We still have to figure out the website and everything. But from now on, like, yeah, the leadership of both TSPG and Euroburrows are Ico's. Ico is a very capable person to take over both. And as we go forward from here, we might merge like the website systems soon enough. I don't know how the domain names are gonna go. Some people have very likely just linked their files through Euroburrows, in which case we really need to just use like a sort of a way pass through to go to the right domain if people use Euroburrows.net. I don't know how we're gonna do the domain names, but that's all up to Ico now. Like, he knows more of the technical stuff than I do, so I don't know. But next today, about an hour and 40 minutes ago, I was actually an hour and 50 minutes ago, has typed in the TSPG announcement channel today that big news, everyone! TSPG will be merging with EB to consolidate the efforts of this old project started by Mifu and Dark Assassin many years ago. Given Ico's efforts to learn the mechanics behind these projects with his own Euroburrows cluster, I'm happy to give Ico the opportunity to I like his sorry, he's tagged Ico twice, basically. But he says, I'm happy to give Ico the opportunity to lead this project as a result. With my focuses on my career and other projects taking much of the time that I spent with Doom, it's only natural to hand this over to someone who's far more active in the community and has the motivation to take initiative on improving the services. As such, I will be stepping back as the leader of TSPG, Nax says. That is very true, and Ico also, just as well as I am, young blood to the Zenjonom community as well as the whole of Doom community. It is very good that Nax and Markek found capable people, or a capable person more like, that being Ico, to take the lead on TSPG. I will continue just as a moderator. I'm not at all capable on just handing handling the technical stuff at all, because yeah, I just need to read more on that and just study all the different programming bits. But next continues in the same announcement. The major details: Eurobrowser's arm of European focus servers will be available under the TSPG moniker. Those who enjoyed Eurobrowse will not experience a gap in service, not at all, and its focus will remain the same. TSPG Painkiller, the American branch as it once used to be known as, will continue to offer the same service it did previously, if not better. As such, this Discord will remain the primary mode of communication for Painkiller as it is now, but also Eurobrowse. Let's welcome the Eurobrowse community alongside the Eurobrowse staff, whom most of you already know well, to TSPG. Yay! Indeed, very good, because like the Eurobrowse staff is basically the same, been the same, like the heads of people as TSPG, like or as TSPG has had for moderators, because Aiko and I about half a year ago, no, maybe it has more. It's probably been nearly a year now, when we both became moderators for TSPG, and then, like, it's funny, we were moderators for TSPG and we were sort of, like, establishing or maintaining our own cluster as well, or Aiko's cluster, and Eurobrowse's moderator, Shakar and Proverbial, have now joined TSPG as well. So yeah, our staff is getting embiggened. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna hire more people for now. The problem with the moderation team, in my opinion, is that like Shakar, Proverbial, and myself are all Europeans. Aiko is very active though. He is American, so I think he'll probably just look over the American side very, very frequently, and we'll continue to just maintain the Eurobrowse side. And yeah, I don't know, if the need is dire, then we'll be also hiring more, preferably American moderators. But for now, I think we're very fine. We have a very big team now, consisting of moderating staff. But yeah, I think right now things may not be changed too much. Only the Discord side has changed for now. Soon enough, I think things will change over in the hosting side as well, the websites and everything. But I don't know when Aiko really is scheduling, only just now scheduling that for himself. Like he's planning stuff, he's looking through the options, and yeah, we'll see eventually like how things will go. But yeah, the big news has been laid out that TSPG and Eurobrowse are merging back into the node system that TSPG also used to be. But yeah, that's basically all handled that. Now we are going back to the musics, and let's see. I have a few. I have another drum and bassy tracker coming up by. Who made this? Hocus Pocus. They actually have like more ambient stuff, but I think this, like, otherwise I don't really listen to Hocus Pocus's tracks that much, but this in particular, this track I really do love. The way that the ambient drum and bass just carries over and stuff like that is just, all these samples are just great. This really has the energy of the turn of the millennium, and rightfully so, because I think it was made around the same time as well. So yeah, I do urge you to give it a listen. It'll bring those people back, especially who used to live during that time, and potentially the people who listen to all the trackers. This is Mechanical Jaws by Hocus Pocus.
Along the coast,
FPS Tracker Radio.
along the coast,
FPS Tracker Radio.
Computer updated.
There was Mechanical Jaws by, who was it again? Hocus Pocus, of course. Holy hell, what an ambient track. Indeed, I was right to say that this was from the turn of the millennium. It was made in 1999. And yeah, it just sounds so much like it. It sounds so much like that freaking very tail end of the 90s, early 2000s vibe on it. I love tracker music from that era, especially drum and bass tracks like this. Holy hell. I just love all that stuff. But yeah, we've been talking about, first we talked about Doomsday on October 10th. Doom 2 was 30 years old. Then we talked about the Doom multiplayer source port Zenjonum's community-driven server host services being merged, or the two major ones anyway. The Sentinel's Playground and Euroburrows. They were just being merged into two different nodes of the same brand, TSPG. The American host will be Painkiller, as it used to be at the time when it was actually separated into nodes, and then Euroburrows will continue as a European node on the name of TSPG, basically. This is kind of like the I was thinking during that track that this is sort of the same as like a big company buying another smaller company and then just like gathering all of their IPs and stuff like that. But it's like it's also weird because the owner of TSPG has now, well, not owner, but like the leader of TSPG, the main the head admin of that, has changed to the same guy as the head admin of Euroburrows. So like it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm just also thinking of the Obama giving Obama the medal for himself, basically. Even though this is really like not that much the case, but yeah. Like it's kind of a smaller scale, big company buys a smaller company, sort of stuff. But yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, I also talked about the future of the Euroburrows community sessions that I talk about, or that I host every Sunday, and stream them as well. Tomorrow won't be an ECS session because I have an early shift at Monday at work, so I will turn in for the night and for the start of the week very, very early. I will wake up very, very early as well. But let's see. I have been thinking, yeah, as I was talking earlier, of kind of doing a new sort of event thing every Sunday or another day. Could be a Friday, actually. I am now less busy on a Friday evening or night, and I could be alternating between the two nodes, the Painkiller node in the US and the Euroburrows node in the EU. Excuse me, or in Germany. And then, yeah, just do the regular stuff that I used to do in Euroburrows community sessions. But yeah, next week Sunday, or earlier than that, I might decide on the date separately, or it could be a Sunday. But next week, and something like that, will be the last Euroburrows community session. And I will also be changing the ECS command to something else, probably just TSS. That's the Sentinel Sessions. I've been thinking of a name for that, and I think I'm going with that name, since it's all happening in the same brand, the Sentinel Playground. So yeah, there is that. But next, I was going to talk about a bit of another topic here that concerns... I have one other topic that isn't about Doom, but I have another topic after that that is about Doom. But this one is about the Quake 1 remaster. I didn't actually have it listed here, but I did mention it in the announcement when I went live. If you saw the announcement over on Twitch or over on my Discord or over on Blue Sky or the Doom server or wherever you've seen my stream link from. I want to talk about how Night Dive Studios didn't remaster the Quake 1 expansions, even though they did remaster the main game, essentially. If you play the expansions, the original expansions, the mission packs, so to say, of Quake 1 in the Night Dive's Quake 1 remaster with the HD models on, I don't know if there's a separate option to turn on or off the HD sounds. I don't think there is. But somehow, like, this is just me being really, really pedantic, but like it just pains me to see that to be done on Quake 1, but then on Quake 2 they didn't sort of half-ass that after all. But what I'm talking about is the Quake 1 expansions in the Quake 1 remaster by Night Dive Studios doesn't have the HD models, and it doesn't have the HD sounds made for that. And I don't know why. Like, why didn't they just go through that? They did go through that for Quake 2's expansions, for pretty much all the weapons there, and all the enemies, and all the expansions enemies, and even the new enemies they may have done for Call of the Machine. But for whatever reason, they didn't do that for Quake 1's expansions, and I hope one day they'll update it. I mean, this is just a... I don't know if I can just send this to Night Dive somehow, but this is a message to you, Night Dive Studios. Please remaster the models and the sounds and everything of the Quake 1 expansions, just like you did with the Quake 2 expansions. Why didn't you do that to begin with? Like, at the time when I was going to say I bought Quake 1 remaster, but I already had Quake 1, so I already owned the remaster as well. When I played it, and I beat the main game in a very, very quick time, of course, because I've played it before. But when I got to the expansions, I was just disappointed when I didn't see the, for example, the proximity mine launcher of the Scourge of Armagon expansion not having the HD model, even though my grenade launcher did have. And yeah, I am very, very pedantic, I know, but so is Night Dive, or at least it used to be. And, well, in fact, they were with Quake 2, but they weren't with Quake 1 for whatever reason. And that was it. And they didn't even do the same with the 3-wave capture the flag, I don't think. They introduced it just as a part of a multiplayer thing, which is good. It's good that you have more multiplayer content on that as well. 3-wave CTF is freaking awesome. But that's about it. The last major update to Quake 1's remaster was on August 18th, 2022. No, that's wrong, actually. Well, yeah, the major update, yeah, last one. But then they've released only one small update after that, September 29th, 2022. What did they do, even? Other minor updates. 3-way CTF, restore 3-way CTF spawns to original intended systems. No, they didn't add any HD models here. Yeah, Night Dive, if y'all are listening to this, please be pedantic again, like you were with Quake 2. Just return to that. Give the expansion weapon and monster models, as well as all the sounds, the HD treatment as well, as you did with the main game. Why did you stop there? Why did you stop on the main game? And why did you do it with Quake 2's main game and expansions? What got you to do that entire thing? And with Quake 2 they did a magnificent job as well, because they brought back cut content, and they brought back just so much stuff. I don't know if all of that was cut, but it was so freaking thrilling to see new mechanics and new not mechanics, but the monsters doing new stuff and everything, the Berserker leaping at you, doing a shockwave attack on you and surprising the shit out of you. And yeah, I wish Quake 1 had the same stuff. If people would I don't know if the id guys even released any cut stuff out there, except that Romero did actually mention that it would be funny if the ogre actually pissed on your corpse if if you died to it. I'm not talking about bringing that stuff back, no, even though it would be funny, but no. Just bringing, I don't know, if Quake 1 didn't really have that much, cut content revealed yet, then fine, don't do that, but at least bring the freaking, make HD models and stuff like that. Now you have Azure Midsummer, that's who she is, on your team, who made the Quake 2 models. Make her do the Quake 1 models as well, unless she already did for the main game. And if she did, why didn't you do them for the expansions? Well, I'm not gonna just blame a specific person or anything like that, but yeah, I wish Night Dive did something of the sort for the Quake 1 remaster, because yeah, I may be pedantic, but I'm upset, and I feel I hope at least I'm not the only one, because yeah, there, I've met, especially in the Doom community, many equally freaking like demanding and pedantic people as I am. Because I also used to host Goals of FPS, well, but stream a retro FPS playthrough series where I just played through the older FPS games and just paid attention to their history, their like very specifically to their design, just the way the sprites or models looked, the way the sound sounded like, where the music was, everything. Like that's where I've got my pedanticism from. And yeah, that's what immediately just got me upset with Quake 1's remaster. Like I could play, it's a brilliant remaster otherwise, but it's just such a little thing that's annoying me. Night Dive, please make the HD models and the HD sounds for the expansions. That's all I wanted to say about that. Up next in the music list we have Modus X. I'm actually quite sure I'm not gonna play that track yet. We have Mekashon, or the Shirkan's track, Mekashon. We're just looking through the tracker list here. We have a lot of trackers to go through here, and we talked for an hour, or well, yeah, pretty much talked for 45 minutes and played music for only 15 minutes. So yeah, I think I'll play like 2 tracks in a row from now on. And yeah, next track is by Necros, originally I think made for the Iron Seed video game in 1984, and yeah, it's just very bassy and metallic and everything like that. It just sounds very much like Terminator, in fact, and I think it was one of his main inspirations when he made the music for Iron Seed, as well as, I don't know, probably Star Trek as well, but we shall see, or hear rather. This is Necros indeed, and Modus X from Iron Seed.
FPS Tracker Radio.
Playing the best tunes in town.
Tracker Radio.
Computer updated.
That was Modus X by Necros, and next up we have a little more ambient of a track, more drum and bassy stuff by Shere Khan. It is Mekashan something. The name is obscured, I cannot read, but Mekash. That's as much as I could read. Mekashit. No, it's Shere Khan, and I think the tracker name is just Mekashan. But you can read the whole thing on the X and Play window there that's viewable on the screen. But you can just listen to the track. That's all. All that really matters. It is a very, very how shall I put it? Nice little ambient drum and bass track there, very mellow and stuff like that. So give that a listen. Mekashan by Shere Khan.
FPS Tracker Radio.
I spill my drink.
FPS Tracker Radio. Impressive. Tracker Radio.
Playing the best tunes in town.
Indeed, we are, Duke. That was Picture version 2 by Norfair, a Swedish tracker composer who does plenty of like jazzy stuff, but he's also done a few little drum and I was gonna say drum and bass. This is more like acid trance types trackers. I think he's actually done one drum and bass sort of track that I have on my list anyway. But yeah, very very cool tracker composer. There's one more thing regarding Doom that I wanted to talk about, and it's that Dr. PieSpy has released Doom 64 Unseen Evil about, when was it again? I gotta check on the dang old Edgeway Discord. It was on indeed October 10th, just barely. It was it was very late for me. I'd already gone to bed pretty much when this happened, but holy hell. Doom 64 Unseen Evil is a mod that people have been waiting for, sort of a mod that brings back the monsters that Doom 64 originally didn't have, like the Revenant, the Chain Gunner, and the Archvile, and the Spider Mastermind, I think, yes. But there is a description of, there's firstly a trailer, also a Doom World topic as well, or a forum topic, thread thingamajig, and it says, Doom 64 Unseen Evil is a mod for GZ Doom that brings the atmosphere of Doom 64 to the worlds of Doom and Doom 2. Everything is entirely overhauled, from the player and their weapons to the halls and the demons that stalk them. All of the demons that were absent from the original Doom 64 have finally emerged from the deepest pits of hell, including the unsettling Revenant and the sinister Archvile. If you're looking for a new challenge, the exclusive Redemption Denied difficulty will bring some of the crueler monster placements from PSX Doom into the vanilla Doom maps. Ooh, I like that. Proceed with caution. There are many evils yet unseen. Indeed. There's also a list of features here. The full Doom 64 arsenal at your disposal, including the Unmaker. All monster behaviors from Doom 64 recreated as faithfully as possible. Missing monsters reimagined in the Doom 64 style. The Chain Gunner, the Revenant, the Archvile, and the Spider Mastermind. Quality of life improvements, including new sounds, new weapon animations, and customizable settings. The Terraformer, a powerful system that comprehensively transforms any Doom/Doom 2 level into a Doom 64 style level. Ooh. Actually, that's a very appropriate name for that. Oh, it's named after the second level of Doom 64 that sort of just forms the terrain, like it just pounds the freaking level to a pulp so that it actually fits for Doom 64 style. But yeah, I think it also, I don't know if it just changes geometry at all, but it just replaces, I think, the textures and everything and the atmosphere with Doom 64's. But then there's also the new difficulty level, Redemption Denied, an exclusive difficulty level that implements monster spawns from PSX Doom and other surprises into the vanilla Doom levels. Vanilla Doom levels. So that is a difficulty level that probably doesn't work in custom maps then, well, I would imagine probably not. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Yeah, there's even screenshots, and I can also link this very post. Prepare for evils unseen, for yourself for evils unseen. That is indeed the thread for Doom 64 Unseen Evil by Dr. PieSpy. Holy hell, have people been waiting for this, or waiting for any sort of Doom 64 resurrecting thing that would have like the cut monsters as well. It's brilliant that this is indeed a thing. I don't think the Archvile even had any sounds. The Revenant had sounds from PSX Doom. And I think that, well, the Arachnotron was also a monster in the Doom 64, yeah, but I don't think the Spider Demon also did have sounds. Chain Gunner would just have the old zombie sounds, of course. But yeah, the Archvile sounds I don't think were a thing even. But the Revenant sounds were. But yeah, that's all very cool stuff, holy hell. I can't wait to try this out in just, I don't know, limit removing or boom map sets just to get that superb feeling. I don't know how this would even work with just boom map sets that just use like very decorative geometry. Like, is Sunlust really one of those? I guess Sunlust, maybe Speed of Doom, something like. What is it? Oh, that's an MPF. Well, it would work in GZ Doom regardless. The one of that Nirvana made. I forgot the name of it. Damn it. It won a CAC award in 2021 as well. Just like Insanity Deathmatch did. I gotta look it up. It was something. It was something that worked with MBF 21, and I think it was actually it was Fractured Worlds. That's right. I wonder how map sets like that would work with the atmosphere of Doom 64. I really gotta try that out. I mean, yeah, definitely trying this out with as many things as I can. Holy hell! And the trailer of, well, you can also see it in the thread itself, but I could link the trailer separately as well. It is just a brilliant thing. I don't know if you heard that. I don't think you did. I don't have the PC audio on. There's the trailer for Doom 64 Evil, or sorry, Unseen Evil. I was gonna say Evil Unleashed. Yeah, Unseen Evil is also an appropriate name because, yeah, nobody has really seen the original, well, original. Nobody has seen a Revenant or an Archfile or a Chain Gunner or a Spider Mastermind in Doom 64, so it's pretty appropriate. Yeah. It is a cool project to look forward to, or well, it's already out, so a cool project to try out. Only works in GZ Doom though. I kind of wish I really bet there's a heavy use of C script on this, so very likely a Zanjonum version is probably not possible. Like just even if somebody else made it, I don't think it might even be possible. But yeah, that is Doom 64 Unseen Evil, and now we'll play more music. And I am thinking of playing a few tracks in a row here. We have Skyrise Tracing by, who was it again? Euphoria. And then we have Final Hit by Tace. Then Floating Island by G9. I think we'll be playing those 3 tracks in a row. And then we'll be talking about perhaps something, I don't know, perhaps my own things, we shall see. But yeah, we shall be right back. Next up is Skyrise Tracing by Euphoria.
FPS Tracker Radio.
Playing the best tunes in town.
Les absences ont toujours peur.
FPS Tracker Radio.
I spill my drink.
That was Skyrise Tracing by Euphoria, and next up we have a bit of a... This is also drum and bass, it's a bit more like ambient. I think it's by Taze and Ganja. This is Final Hit.
FPS Tracker Radio. Radio.
That was Floating Island by the Finnish tracker composer G9. There is actually one other thing that I just discovered that I could talk about. I mean, have discovered this for about, I don't know when, since In The Keep announced about it, that they are making a return with In The Keep podcast featuring Ty the Motherlord Brannon as the host, of course. And I gotta double check what they said about the return. It was the Hellforge Tribune, I think. Oh yes. First they said about over a week ago, on October the 1st, saying that on our first new episode of the podcast is now available for supporters on Patreon. Yes. I think it is already out anyway, the podcast itself, but they have made a return, hell yes. And I think there's a block thing on their Patreon actually. Wait. Oh, never mind, no. There was something I read on somewhere that they made what made them do the return and everything like that. But their first sort of how shall I put it? What do I think is going to play the podcast now? Oh no, it isn't. It's not going to play it on stream anyway if it did. But their first guest after, I don't know, over a year is Cave Rend. They're Dutch and it's a Dutch name, so I'm very likely gonna or have already pronounced it very, very wrong. But they were talking about like serious games, VR, and his military service and everything like that. I really do recommend giving that a listen. I think you can also listen to it on Spotify and everywhere else where In The Key podcast has usually also been. Oh yeah, YouTube is actually one place. And I think the intro as well has changed. I gotta listen to this myself as well, since Ty has made a hell of a return with In The Key podcast. There it is. The first episode after a while, after over a year. Last time when Ty made the In The Keep podcast, he made the State of the Keep address on September 2023. That was when Realms Deep was it was kind of meh. I don't know. I don't know if he made that before Realms Deep or if he made it after, but yeah, it's only a half an hour basically that. But after that, or it was rather before that, he made episodes on with the developers of Elementalism, Tristan Clark first, and then Ball. That was, holy hell, that was like in March 2022. From March to May 2022, pretty much. March 2022 was when Elementalism Phase 1 released. I got the pleasure to test that as well. And yeah, that was around the time when the Motherlord did the podcast still, but then he focused more on the retro FPS side and of course 3D Realms' side before the Embracer debacle and everything. And yeah, that's not something I want to get into right now, otherwise I'm going to be talking about it for hours. But yeah, it's really nice for Ty to be back with the podcast. I might actually make a return there myself. I've been there twice. Well, before I even joined the Hellforge. Let's see. There is I forgot what the number was that I was on, but I was first there in 2019 before I went to DreamHack Winter 2019 on November, I think. Then I was there a second time early 2021 when I was making and about to release Insanity Deathmatch. Yes, that's what it was, but I forgot what number of the episodes. Well, you can find me on the list of episodes there as well. I'm going to link that as well. In The Keep podcast is in there in its entirety, and you can see all the episodes over there. Oh, number 28. Ah! Proverbial, hello. The stream couldn't hear the sounds, but I could, and I got scared as hell by that boom. I was in there on number 28. I was first labeled FPS historian. That's very nice. That's because I was still doing the Goals of FPS stream series, and oh my god, was I nervous doing the on the first podcast there. But then I was in there in 2021, and that was number. When the hell was it? It was 20. That's around Steve 20. It's about here somewhere, I think. Was it? I think I was at. Was I after Bridge Burner? I don't remember anymore. Oh yes, I was. Number 95. So number 20. Was it 8? Yes, number 28 and number 95. That's when I was featured in the End the Key podcast, and I might make a return there. Like now that Ty has come back. I don't know what I'd be talking about there. Mainly just the Doom multiplayer side, I guess. More on the casual multiplayer side, and just about server hosting, about just making multiplayer mods. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I could talk about anything with Ty. Like he's just a lovely person. I'm really glad he's returned with the podcast. Yes, hello Shakara. It is one of your lovelies. You're one of my lovelies. You know that. It's always proverbial. But yeah. That's it, yeah, basically. So yeah, In the Key podcast, you can listen to it, basically the most recent episode as well as all the episodes from inthekeep.com/podcasts. And I believe even this newest podcast is also on Spotify, so you can listen it through there. And yeah, I'm really glad. Looking forward to being possibly featured there again myself, although I don't know if Ty is looking more for looking for more game developers and stuff like that for the podcast, which is understandable. I mean, he's more focused on the retro FPS and boomer shooter stuff than on the like older sort of classic FPS and arena FPS, especially. Like it's funny, it started with just arena FPS. It started specifically with Quake Champions. Then it moved on to like people from different Quake games. Then it moved on to people from different arena FPS games. Then the way it moved on to people from boomer shooters is thanks to the podcast with Dave Oshry, head of New Blood, I believe. And yeah, that's the it's so funny. Like New Blood has just kickstarted so many things in the boomer shooter scene. I mean, holy hell. They brought In the Key podcast to the people's ears, basically, in the boomer shooter community and stuff like that. I think Ty also had interviewed like Night Dive people and stuff like that. Oh yeah, you are very late for the FPS Uber radio. I mean, I'll be playing music still, and I'll be talking about different stuff. I think, but I mean that was it for the news. Pretty much, I just discovered that that I could talk about. Ty Brennan's or the Motherlode's return with the In the Key podcast, and after this, I mean, I'll just be playing music, but I'll also be just talking about my own things. I want to be talking about Insanity Deathmatch. Enjoy listening to you. Genuinely have a lovely voice. Oh, thank you. I mean, I've had to practice on my own thanks to the arena FPS tournaments I do. Not very frequently nowadays, but I used to do them in 2019 and stuff like that. Before my military service, it was very frequent, but after my military service, I did it like just whenever I felt like it. Like, I don't know, not that often. I love doing it, but yeah, it's just every now and then a good thing to do, but not that very often. It is time consuming when you just have also the Doom community to worry about right now. So yeah, but yeah, that's. Yeah, In the Key podcast, go listen to it. Next up, we have Spirit Down by El Blanco, very ambient and sort of dark. I don't know what I could really call this. It's very spacey, very sort of like the way that like this tracker just brings an image to my mind is the sort of image that like you're in like a dark freaking facility type of thing, trying to escape from there stealthily and everything like that. It isn't very action-packed, it's just very interesting. Like, it's just awesome, is what it is. El Blanco, Spirit Down, up next. This is the FPS Tracker Radio, and I'm Capelli47. Give this a listen.
FPS Tracker Radio.
Playing the best tunes in town.
Tracker Radio.
Computer updated.
That was Spirit Down by El Blanco. He makes generally very just electronic action packed. Well, some of them are very action packed, but like higher tempo tracks than this. This was very like stealthy and mysterious and futuristic track. I really love this sort of stuff. I'm planning to use this on a like modern deathmatch map for Zenjonum. I really love this sort of stuff, or just I don't know, single player map. I don't know if I ever will get into just single player and co-op mapping, but deathmatch is very, very close to my heart, especially. So that's very likely the first mapping thing that I'll get into on my own. Like if I do my own map projects, it'll likely be just deathmatch. But yeah, next up we have Tracker I've also played before in the FPS Tracker Radio. It is just, this sounds so much like Unreal Tournament. That this is just like the closest I could probably compare this to is Unreal Tournament 2004. If you've played that game, it is an awesome freaking game. It has this very just like Unreal Tournament 99 has, but like the Unreal Tournament 2003's and 4's soundtrack isn't tracker music. It's just proper audio format in, I think, Wave or OGG. I don't think it was OGG yet. Well, in any case, it's just got very, very badass soundtrack, and like I think this could fit very well for like a custom Unreal Tournament 2004 map. This is CK Ed and his track Absence.
FPS Tracker Radio.
Computer updated.
What a freaking tracker by CK. He made this in February 2007. That was Absence by CK indeed. And Proverbial has linked me a nice little piece of news. Well, not linked, but just suggested a nice piece of news that GG Doom update. There is a 4.13 just released, and yeah, I've been looking into this. Very a good bunch of interesting stuff here. They've added mainly pistol start gameplay option, a few id24 spec implementations that supports for new Bethesda Doom plus Doom 2 re-release and Legacy of Rust. Several multiplayer network fixes, especially with prediction. Some save game fixes should now be able to delete them on Windows. Okay. Add extra parameters to iWatch selection box. iWatch selection box now always shows unless one of the following is true. It is disabled. iWatch or minus iWatch is used on command line, or you load it in a game info that suggests an iWatch. Add MBF21 and MBF21 strict compatibility presets. Interesting. I thought they already were a thing. I wonder if like the full implementation of MBF21 is, it says GZ Doom, yes, but if it's all fully tested. In case it is, it's that means closer for Zenjonum to port it over from GZ Doom. But particles and roll sprites are now square. Interesting. Z Music update allows selecting a new module player. Module playing as a player as in tracker player? Z Music. That's interesting. I gotta look into that later on. Forced perspective sprite clipping and limited ability for sprites to render under the floor. I did look into that actually. I think it was somebody posted that somewhere. I don't remember where, but it was somewhere on Discord, I think. And it's an interesting change. I wonder how it's gonna just function with sprites that are just so like large, but like I don't know, say about a good fraction, but not even like a fifth of their portion or their sprite is clipping through. I wonder how that works. I gotta look into that. But also support for orthographic projection. Interesting. But yeah, I'm really curious about the multiplayer network fixes. It says especially with prediction. I mean, GZ Doom is nowhere near a state where it could be a client-server structured multiplayer port. Not at all. It's just for like playing with your friends, basically. I mean, you could just invite randoms to play with you, but it isn't very it isn't very practical thanks to its peer-to-peer network or netcode. But yeah, but I'm curious to test GZ Doom with this new multiplayer network fix with someone. Actually have never hosted a GZ Doom game in multiplayer. I wonder how that goes. But yeah. MBF21 and MBF21 compatibility, strict compatibility presets. That's only those are only like options on the compatibility options. So yeah, it's probably not a huge change, but yeah, MBF21 does have its own specific compatibility levels, and I think it's only fair that they're enabled now, or they're an option now, because id24 is now a thing in GZ Doom, so you can play Legacy of Rust, for example, on it, as well as other stuff that uses the Doom plus Doom 2 level of id24. Yeah, that is very interesting. Thank you for hinting me on that piece of news. It's a very fresh piece of news, in fact. 4.13 is the GZ Doom version. Very soon going to update to that. It seems Windows has updated, but Linux, Intel and ARM, as well as the macOS ARM, hasn't updated yet to 4.13. It's only Windows so far. Compiling that on those is another question entirely, whether you can do that. But yeah, very interesting piece of news. It is 11 p.m. my time. In about an hour, I think I'll be playing deathmatch, and I think before that whodunit with the Hellforge community. We'll be playing that with the voice chat feature of Zenjonum, more specifically the proximity voice chat, so we won't be joining in the original Hellforge, the proper Hellforge BFG Spam Squad voice chat. I gotta still ask Bridge if hosting a whodunit server is fine. I have the config ready for it anyway. I haven't tested how it all plays in multiplayer, but it should be fairly simple. You just have the right settings and you just fire up the server and everybody should be ready to go and play and murder everyone. Basically, that's the goal of the game as well. But yeah, more music. We have, I think we could go for let's skip these 2 tracks. So I have a bunch of trackers in this list that I don't think I really need to play. I'll just play all the best ones out because I'm only at limited time here. In about an hour I'll be moving over to the Hellforge anyway. Next up is Jazzy as Patremore's 808 Overdrive. Very, very jazzy and electronic and just, I don't know, funky and everything is what this tracker is. And I'm actually planning to use this in a deathmatch map as well. That is just super sort of, I don't know, would fit in like a city sort of level, I think. So give this a listen. This is Jazzy S. Patromore and 808 Overdrive.
FPS Tracker Radio.
Computer updated.
Trekker Radio.
Playing the best tunes in town.
Indeed we are, Duke. That was Jesse S. Batremore and 808 Overdrive. And that's all I really have as far as the news things go. On my modding front, not really much has happened, except that I've returned a bit to Insanity Deathmatch. I've just I don't know, fiddled around with the new barrel types, explosive barrel types that I implemented. Now for a while they've been part of the barrel gun, but now they're also part of the dual barrel jibbing nuke. Pretty soon I'm gonna make that also part of the standard death explosion that happens a bit more frequently, although still a little bit rarely. What else? I also made a couple of the new barrels part of the friggin' TNT jibbing nuke. That's as far as I can say. I've just been upgrading all the jibbing nukes. Done a little bit of fixes here and there. Optimized a bunch of shit. Rocket Nicolas Cage. What the hell is that? Hero. Do you mean include Nicolas Cage from what is it? Oh, I forgot the name of the movie. Damn it! I know the movie you're talking about. I think the freaking is it just The Rock? I think it's The Rock. Nicolas Cage from the movie Rock. It should be a jibbing explosion. You're saying? I think. I don't know. What I am considering is the freaking "You Don't Say" face, but I don't know what the intro for that should be, really. But yeah. So yeah, I've just been testing different jibbing explosions, and I've also been quote unquote balancing them a little bit, i.e. making most of them stronger. Basically, some of them have not been as freaking powerful as I had hoped, so that's why I'm also just buffing some of them up, and I really wonder how some of them actually just work today when we're testing those in the Hellforge. I think we'll first play Whodunit, then we'll play Insanity Deathmatch, and that's Whodunit Reloaded that we'll be playing first, but yeah. That's pretty much it. I haven't actually touched Skulltag Fortress for a while, but I'm planning to change 2 Fort a little bit. Excuse me, to make the spawn exits a little bit more clearer. They shouldn't be teleporters you use like when you've already exited the spawn. So I'm gonna take away the teleporters from 2 Fort and then just, I don't know, mark them somehow better. I don't know how I could really mark them, but yeah. That's all that I really have on the modding side, and yeah. I did actually fiddle around with Insanity Survival a little bit, but only very small menu stuff. What did I actually change? I did also add a bit of thing for the difficulties. I mean, Death Wish, Nightmare, and Insanity difficulties already have double monster spawns, but I've now added like an easy monster spawner, normal monster spawner, and then the hard monster spawner, which used to be just the monster spawner usually anyway. The easy and normal have just reduced monster types that are just the sort of easier types, and then hard has everything in there, including the harder types. Like the imp spawner, for example, has many different imps that are still very different from each other. Some are even like they have like certainly more health than the standard imp. They have faster attacks, faster fireballs, faster everything. So those sort of variants aren't appearing on the medium or the normal and easy spawns, but they are appearing on Ultra Violence, or in this case Ultra Madness and above. So yeah, that's pretty much it. All I have done for the modding side. But yeah. Now more music. I don't know how long I'll plan playing on these trackers over here. We have a nice little Unreal Tournament tracker coming up here, made by one of the Finns. Actually, no, 2 of the Finns that were making the soundtrack of Unreal Tournament, along with everybody else who aren't Finnish. But yeah, this track is by I forgot the full names of them. Well, in any case, their tracker names were Nitro and Tech, or Techie, Teque, Tech. I guess it's Tech. I don't know. Nitro and Tech have made this track for Unreal Tournament, and it is Fire Breath. Is probably a track you have heard of even outside of Unreal Tournament, but give it a listen. This is Nitro and Tech, Fire Breath from Unreal Tournament.
FPS Tracker Radio. Impressive. FPS Tracker Radio.
That is Vlek demo music by Nags, and next we have a tracker from a Doom community member, in fact, a long-standing one. While he was, I think, joining the Doom community, he did a bunch of trackers during his teen years, and you may have also heard the name Zazer, of course. During his, I think, I don't know what it is in America, like here in Finland it's secondary school, it would be, during what would be his secondary school, like later years, I think he made a bunch of these trackers, and holy hell was he talented already at that age, like just doing tracker music at the age of freaking 14, 15, what does he say, that he's old in these, holy hell, like, but yeah, do give this one a listen. It is called Enigma by Zazer. My binds are all shit, there we go. Enigma by Zazer coming up.
FPS Tracker Radio.
Computer update.
FPS Tracker Radio.
Playing the best tunes in town.
Thank you, Duke. That was Enigma by Zazer. And next up, we have a very mysterious little stealthy track by Radix, a Swedish tracker composer. This is a kind of a weird name. I mean, most of these trackers have just a very weird name. This is called Dandruff Groove by Radix. Give this a mysterious listen.
Tracker Radio.
That was Dandruff Groove by Radix. I have a few trackers remaining here, which I want to play and then move over to the Hellforge. I mean, I don't know when we start the multiplayer session, and I don't know if Bridgeburner is indeed joining, but I think we'll host a whodunit session regardless, thanks to Kevin Zevis' request. And we'll be using the proximity voice chat for that that Zanjonum offers instead of the BFG Spam Squad voice chat that we usually use for multiplayer. But yeah, before we get to that, a few more trackers. Next one is probably going to be, at least a few of its samples, going to be familiar to Proverbial specifically. You'll notice that Frank Lepaki has taken samples from a similar source. It's in fact an old movie. And with that said, you're probably already talking about which track, or you probably already know which track I'm talking about. God damn, I'm messing up with my words, but this is it's an appropriate name for it as well. I think. Wait, did Franklin? No, actually, I think it was an entirely different track name that Franklin Packy has used for one of his CNC tracks. But, I mean, there should be very evident to you when I just say the track's name already, Proverbial. This is Nookie with his track, Time is Running Out.
Fly through space to detect radioactivity and to speak and understand every language on the planet Earth.
FPS Tracker Radio.
Time is running out. Time is running out. Time is running out. Time is running out.
FPS Tracker Radio.
I spill my drink.
That was Nookie and Time is Running Out. I think that would fit for some sort of a CNC game, like one of the older ones, like even CNC 1 or something like that. Or Red Alert, because Red Alert had more ambient tracks. CNC had a few, but I think that had like more action-packed tracks than Red Alert. Well, Red Alert's soundtrack was also very vast, but it had some ambient tracks, some like more freaking metal as hell tracks like Hellmarch, of course, and Bigfoot and stuff like that. Well, that's more industrial stuff, but yeah, it's more action packed. And then you would have a track like this that is just very, very ambient, and well, still would have some drums and everything like that. There are even more ambient tracks in Red Alert than this. I'm a medieval man. Oh yeah, freaking what is it? Warcraft 1 or 2 had that. But it's cool that they cross-referenced that. Warcraft 2, yeah, that's incredible. Next up, though, I have a tracker that's just it doesn't have a movie sample, but it's based on a movie. In fact, it's it's made by Slice, and I think this was made during the first Mission Impossible movie by who's it, Tom Cruise, or starring Tom Cruise anyway, because this remix is called Mission Impossible Drum and Bass Remix 96 by Slice. And yeah, let's get into the spy mood here with freaking car chase going on and drum and bass in the background. This is yeah, Slice and Mission Impossible 96 remix.
FPS Tracker Radio.
Playing the best tunes in town.
FPS Tracker Radio.
That was Slice and Mission Impossible 96 remix, drum bass remix, that is. Next up, I think I'm gonna play just two more full trackers and doing the third one, which is Elwood's Little Man. I'm gonna find somebody to raid, or no, actually I'll play the third one as well, but during the fourth one I'll find somebody to raid and raid the channel during that, so you won't be hearing the fourth one fully, but you'll be hearing the next three tracks. And next one is Handcrafted by El Blanco. And after that, we'll be playing another Unreal Tournament 2004 sounding CK-ed track. Much more action-packed than the one we heard earlier. What was it again? I've forgotten. It also started with an A, I think. Well, I can't remember. But what about playing El Blanco's Handcrafted first, then Aeolin by CK-ed, and then Little Man by Elwood. This has been FPS Tracker Radio. I'll play three more tracks and then find someone to raid here. That's playing Warhammer 3. Interesting. Well, I'll look through some channels I could raid in the meantime while these tracks are playing. But yep. Until next time, because tomorrow won't be a stream, so I'll very likely stream next week's weekend, if not on Sunday. But well, on Sunday I will anyway. But if not earlier than that, then there's at least going to be a Sunday stream with the last Eurobaros community session, week 111. We've done a total of 111 freaking sessions. Holy hell! It's a good number to end it on, 111. But yeah. Otherwise, it is bon voyage, best of luck to your future endeavors. This has been FPS Tracker Radio, and I'm Capelli47. And yep, until next time, and see you next week, and enjoy the trackers for the final time during the stream. And I shall find somebody to raid it. This is Handcrafted by El Blanco. By saying, yeah.
FPS Tracker Radio.
Playing the best tunes in town.
That was Aeolin by CK8, and I'll leave you with a bit of Little Man by... Who the hell was this again? Elwood, of course, the Finnish tracker composer, and I will raid Jitspo, a Paintball 2 player, and they're playing, it's basically a Quake 2 mod anyway, Paintball 2, and Jitspo is a former AAA dev Agona indie, and they're just playing Paintball 2 every Saturday. It's a fun little session they're having right now. He's having a break right now, but we'll give them a raid, and I shall see you indeed next week. Bon voyage, best of luck to your future endeavors. This is FPS Tracker Radio, and I'm Capelli47. Goodbye for now. See you next week.
FPS Tracker Radio.
That boy busted.